Yes, that's right, Apex Predator. I called. It's time. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? What are we looking at here? Okay. Before I share my screen, let's just get some more conversation happening. And the main reason I'm doing this is because I'm having technical difficulties uploading my trading view videos to YouTube. So, of course, my background is in IT, but yeah, so trading view support can only help you so much. That doesn't necessarily mean they're going to help you. You have to do your own technical analysis, whether it be IT, markets, everything. There is a pattern to be followed. El Predator. Same effects, yeah. What do they call it? What's that name? No news, good news, right? Yeah. Yeah, but news means nothing to the waves. The waves have nothing to do with the news. Hey, you learned something new. You can now just turn this off and you would have gone to bed or gone on with the rest of your day learning one thing. The news means nothing. In fact, they use the news as a way of manipulating you to explain the waves, vice versa. Carlos Arias, welcome. ¿Cómo estás, señor? ¿Qué está pasando ahí en tu mundo? Muy bien. Okay, I think I should go to Control Center now. I should stop looking at myself because it's never a good look. Actually, I'm just going to change my my thumbnail. So, being an AriasWave founder, I have to be professional. Now, all professionals have to make sure they take care of their customers. Therefore, we have to make sure that we have the official AriasWave live stream thumbnail posted. And once we've done that, we can go back to channel content and control room. All right, here we are, control room. Not made for kids. Oh, come on, man. There we go. Beautiful. Now we're talking. Okay, cool. These long sideways price movements seem so much more suspenseful than up or down. And that's exactly why we're here tonight, because not only have I had a bunch of BS bullshit motherfuckers try to troll me, they don't know what's going on. That's why they keep coming back, right? That's why they keep coming back. Because if they had a damn clue as to what was going on, they would probably be making money instead of just looking for answers. Hey, let's all just go looking on the internet for answers. How many times have you gone on the internet and found an answer that has actually helped you make money? Zero. Zero times. This is the Arias Family Live. It is bueno español. Si hablo español, también soy chileno. La sangre mía es chilena. Chileno. Well, you know, you need a chileno to make a chileno. So don't mind the glitchy background. That's just me not showing the rest of my rundown apartment because I'm broke. No, I'm kidding. Just because my kids are in the background and they're supposed to be going to bed. And I yeah, go to bed. Now.
No, I want it to be cold.
You want it to be cold or do you want it to be warm?
I want it to be cold.
Okay. So how can you do that?
I don't know. If I take it off.
Great. Do that and get under the covers. Beautiful. Muy bueno. Okay, so let me start by sharing my screen. Let me stop looking at myself because, you know, that's just ridiculous. Wait, hang on. Which screen should I show? Okay, can you see my XLM USD chart? Yes. Yes. By the looks of it, we can. So I'll turn my attention to this chart, this screen over here, and we will begin talking about this move. Okay. Very good. So a couple of things I want to talk about here is, okay, so we broke out of a triangle, right? Now I might just move my camera over here so I can speak directly to the screen that I am talking about. Okay. There we go. All right, cool. So just because we broke out of a channel, does that mean that that is a guide? So that in particular is a fallacy of some of the technical analysis tools that are used to try and determine breakouts. Okay, because you can call that a breakout, but so you can go back and just delete that. And then you can say, okay, so maybe that wasn't a breakout. Maybe we just didn't put the waves right. Maybe E wave ended here. And then that's what the triangle looks like. Right? So it's a subjective type of analysis, right? Where you could easily just say, hey, the C wave didn't touch the top of the triangle. I mean, what kind of bullshit is that? Like, it's just like kitty drawings, right? Let's just get a kid to draw a line, and let's call that something we can bet our money on. Okay, if you think that way, let's just take a look at let's have a look at the XLM BTC chart. Okay, so does that look like a kitty drawing to you? We did all the right things. We used the channel from the A to the C, and the E broke above and got totally rejected. So is XLM BTC completely a whole different world than XLM USD? Not in my opinion. It's all about the waves. So the only smart question you should ask right now is, why is that an E wave? What pattern makes that an E wave? That's the only smart question that I could possibly receive right now. Apart from that, you just here for the entertainment, like I'm Pink or something. So, well, actually, Pink's not even there for your entertainment, if you know that song. So we have a 1, 2, very sharp 2, 3, extended 4, 5. Okay. E waves can be weird. So that's an E wave to me. It proves itself because of its complex, ridiculous nature. We call that a type 2 wave E in AriasWave land. When I say AriasWave land, I just mean in the program that I created. So what does that mean? It means that it's like an ending diagonal, but each impulsive move is a 5-wave move. So there's no rule broken there. Why do you think you're seeing a 5-wave move down afterwards? Because that's the end of wave 4, and you're seeing a 5-wave move down, which is part of the move that's going to go down to the lows. Now, this is using the XLM BTC chart. So isn't every coin against BTC? Okay, so this holds more credence than the XLM USD chart. So, okay. That's one piece of evidence. Now, in this particular chart, we made a low in the B. So that confirms that's a B. Why? Because on the XLM BTC chart for Coinbase, that low never happened. So in AriasWave, if you learn AriasWave, you'll learn that truncation does not exist. It is a fallacy, basically ignorance of the waves. So just because a wave looks like a 5-wave move, does it mean that it's a 5-wave move? Not in AriasWave. Therefore, we have to just ignore the fact that it didn't go below, but it's proof, it's evidence. We saw a sharp move up, pretty typical of a C wave. Then we saw a 3-wave move, and then we saw the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And look, we're seeing a 5-wave move. If that's not evidence enough for you to understand what this is all about, then you just don't know the waves. Simple as that. I've said it so many times in live streams. And by the way, I only do live streams because, you know what? Maybe it was just meant to be. I don't believe in coincidences, right? Just because TradingView to YouTube, the videos are not uploading, maybe that's by design. We don't know. Maybe I was meant to give certain people certain perspective that they wouldn't get off TradingView because they don't use TradingView and they're not into that sort of stuff, but they use YouTube. And they're sort of new to crypto, so they just want to know more about waves, and they just want easy access to somebody who knows about waves. Well, I'm a pretty likable person. So I like to explain things. My background is in IT support. I've dealt with many people who have always said to me, please be patient with me because I'm not IT savvy. I am illiterate in IT. And I'm like, you know what? That's fine. Can I just explain it to you in baby terms? But I don't say baby terms. I just say, look, there's this thing called logic, right? So you don't need to explain things in baby terms just to make someone feel inadequate. You can just simply give them the evidence. So that's what I tend to do. I give them the evidence, right? Now, the trolls, that's a different thing. Trolls are like, you know what? You don't deal with those type of people in IT land. Because if you had a troll come up to you and say, hey, I want your help, but you don't know shit about IT. So why did you come here? It's like, okay, you want my help? I'm just going to refer you to my manager. And then he's going to take down notes and he's going to go back to your manager and he's going to say, this person you hired, get the fuck rid of this person because he's no good for the organization. Simple terms. So that's just like an example of trolls, right? You try to help people, but then they come back with this BS. It's like, dude, I'm just trying to help. If you don't like, why not switch to the other support channel, which is other Trading View people on trading. Go to Magic Poop Cannon. Magic Poop Cannon and go look at his ideas. He's extrapolating like an economist. Bitcoin's going to $5 million next year. Yeah. I really don't have much to say on that. Like, I don't care what other people think. Like I said to you, I don't follow other people. I created a methodology. It's like Bill Gates creating Microsoft. He created Microsoft. Do you think that Bill Gates sits there all day watching how people deal with problems in Microsoft? No. If you don't deal with the problem in Microsoft properly, the way that it's designed to be dealt with, you're out of the business. You're out. You're fired. It's the same thing with AriasWave. We're in the early days of a revolution in wave analysis. So you could either choose to be part of it, or you can just troll the shit out of it and become something different, like an offshoot. But you got to prove yourself. Even if you want to be an offshoot, you got to prove yourself to be an offshoot. Otherwise, you're going to be an off shit and fuck off shit, right? Because shit, fuck off. Your shit, fuck off, right? I'm not joking. I'm not trying to be funny either. It's true. So what I'm trying to do here is basically say, look, this is what I expect. If we don't see it, I'm wrong. I will reanalyze the situation, and then let's deal with it. Right? But at the moment, I see nothing changing apart from some messages from some idiots who don't know shit about anything about waves. Right? Now, in saying that, if you have some kind of insight into something like sometimes my members send me stuff like I don't know, articles or things I should know about relating to XLM. I'll have a look at them, but most of the time it's just like watching the news. It's like, oh, there's an outbreak of corona. Everybody, watch out. Yeah. I've heard that one before. And you know what? It doesn't really predict the future, but it does tell me that potentially I might be able to work from home for a week. And in Melbourne, we're in a lockdown for a week and it's been extended for another week. So, you know, yay. I'm just going to do more research on the waves because my job is IT support. And when you're really good at what you do, you knock them out the park pretty quick and you have time to twiddle your thumbs. But I don't twiddle my thumbs. I get busy on the waves, right? That's the whole reason why I'm here. So if anybody wants to ask any questions, go ahead. But since my previous idea, I've clearly said we need to make a new low. Okay, so E-wave went higher. See, when I last posted my previous idea yesterday or something, I said E-wave ended here. Okay, so E-wave ended a little bit higher. Wow. Big deal. Right there. E-wave. I made one move on the chart. I moved one line on the chart. That's it. That's all you're going to get tonight. I'm sorry. I don't plan on drawing a million pictures for you just to illustrate one simple point. Once we see a low of the low of the low, which is at 27 cents on the XLM USD, don't even talk about this chart. This chart's just sats. Nobody cares about sat value, right? Satoshis, Makoshis, Laposhis. Nobody cares about that, right? But it still has value because it's a pattern. Use the pattern. If you want to go back to XLM USD, let's do that. Right? So what's going on? Okay, so I moved my triangle. So what I expect, same thing. We're preparing for a move down to 27 cents. I'm going to buy at 27 cents. Now, for those people out there who think, and I've already told you, right? See this low right here? I'm just going to point this out one more time, right? See that low there? It's lower than this low, right? Obviously, you can see that. You're not an idiot, right? So XLM USD. Let's go to STR USD. What does that tell us? Okay, so STR USD also made that low. Okay, good chart. Let's go back to XLM USD. All right, so now let's go to Coinbase. USD. Oh, it made a new low. Great. That's cool. Happy with that. Kraken. Uh-oh. Kraken didn't make any low. Does that mean it's a truncated wave 5? No. It means that something is going on, because why wouldn't Kraken make a new low if that was the end of wave 3? What makes Kraken special? It's the same as going back to the XLM BTC chart, right? I'm trying to make a point here. If you don't get it, well, you will eventually. So that means that this could only be an A, B, C, D. Now, look at this pattern here. Does that look like a 5-wave move? Okay, yes, it does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 did not go into the price territory of wave 1 and 2. So that means that's A. That's A. In brackets. We are still seeing B in brackets unfolding. Right? Once B ends, right? B in brackets, we're going to see C. Now, that doesn't mean C is gonna make the new low. It could bounce back up to retest the triangle channel. But we will see a wave 5 eventually make the new low. So am I worried about anything right now? No. Will I keep posting live updates until I fix my stupid TradingView to YouTube problem? Yes. Will I decide to continue posting live streams because I find that people like them? Maybe I can do both. Why not? I like it. It's fun. I get to swear. So far, I haven't been told off of that. TradingView, you got to kind of watch your language. I think. I'm not going to push my luck. But okay, so let's go back to some Comments here, E. coli, you sound like a new strain, but cheers to you because you have some good words to say. Stellar Protocol 17 is coming soon. It introduces a new feature. Oh, absolutely. That opens up new possibility for issuing regulated assets on the Stellar network. I've done my analysis on XRP and XLM, and they're both my favorites. So my plan is to own XLM, XRP once this whole charade is over, because you know this whole thing is a charade, right? This whole Dow to 40,000, ASX to 8,000, well, in my opinion. I actually write that on my fridge. When we see ASX at 8,000, I'm selling all my tech stocks. But there's going to be a point in time when we're going to see a big crash. That's if you don't know anything about that, go watch my bullish series on my website, AriasWave.com. It's basically going to reset the financial system, and we're going to create a new. It's basically going to replace the old with the new. That's what it's all about in the end. So, yeah, okay, Carlos, take it easy. Hasta la vista. Hasta la próxima. Great work. Thank you. I'll see you next time. Don't worry, I'll be here. Yes, Apex Predator. This is definitely a repeat of the .com era, except this time we're dealing with money. Corona is all about, I'll tell you something about Corona. In Melbourne, there was this article that said even if you brush past somebody, even if you happen to walk past somebody and you brush it, like your arm happened to just brush past someone's arm, you could catch Corona. That's they're preparing us for a cashless society, okay? Because if you can brush past somebody and catch Corona, then if you give money that was in your Corona pocket and give it to a non-Corona pocket, guess what? We're all infected. Yeah, it's all bullshit, right? Corona has replaced the flu, but the flu used to be Corona. Now, Corona is now an agenda. The agenda is to get rid of money, because who loses money when there's a black market? The black market. And I'm sorry, my mum works at a market where she gets paid in cash. So I'm sorry, Mom, but maybe one day you'll be paid in XLM. And I keep telling her that, but she's the same person who tells me that the lockdown's never going to happen. It's not going to happen. She's so hopeful, my mother, but she's so wrong. She lives in the past. She's never seen this kind of thing before. Yeah, well, so the thing about my analysis is that not everything tops at the same time. Okay. So even though it appears that Bitcoin is topping, Bitcoin already had its pretty big run up, right? Did XLM have its run up above all-time highs? Did it overextend the way that Bitcoin did? No, because it's not the predator in the market, right? Bitcoin is the predator in the market, right? XLM is the Schwarzenegger in the market, right? He's not going to go down without a fight. But eventually the market will hit a top. And when everything tops out, Bitcoin would have already have gone down, and XLM is running for the chopper, right? He's going to get to the fucking chopper, and then it's all coming down, right? If you look at my bullish series, that will explain what I'm trying to say to you without trying to be funny, because it's not a laughing matter, right? It's an analogy, right? So it's mostly about just trying to make you understand it. Just because Bitcoin topped, it doesn't mean that XLM has topped, right? Everybody always says, oh, when Bitcoin goes down, altcoins bleed, right? But when you think about that Predator movie, what was his name? I ain't got time to bleed. Altcoins ain't got time to bleed. And the reason why is because all the money that comes out of Bitcoin is going to pump altcoins, right? And that happened last time because the Dow Jones technically topped out before cryptos. So therefore, yeah, the money from Bitcoin and the Dow Jones will make sure that XLM is the last to top. And I want to be there to guide you to the point where you reach the target, you pull your profits out, put them to USDT, and wait for the shit to occur, the SHTF moment to happen. I don't want you to short anything. I don't want to use margin trading. We're not about margin trading on AriasWave here. Okay. Margin trading will come much, much more down the track once we've made our profits. And I'm going to divide it up into separate segments, separate channels, offshoot channels to deal with margin trading and just your regular everyday trading. So at the moment, we're just everyday regular trading because it's sensible, right? And I learned that early on because I realized whilst I was developing AriasWave, I kept throwing money. I kept throwing thousands and thousands of the market, and I realized the reason I was losing was because when you have less capital, your psychology changes. That's where the whole 1%, 2% risk rule comes in. Only risk 1 to 2% of your capital. It's a psychology thing. You can't handle it, right? It's like giving your kid $5, right? And that kid goes and makes $20. Do you give a shit about that? No, because it was like $5, right? You make a couple of grand a week or a grand a week, whatever you make, and your kid turned $5 into $20. It's a psychology thing, right? But if you put that whole 2 grand in, you're gonna be stressing your ass off, and you're gonna be wondering why. But it's pretty simple. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. So margin trading basically puts all your eggs in one basket, because you're literally, you need capital to do that. And if you don't have the capital, you're going to lose. Been there, done that. Let's just be conservative, take care of our families, especially during these times, and we can get through this and we can make a ton of money. Cryptos are not expensive at the moment, but once they get expensive, that's where you take profit. Okay, Mr. E. Coley, I'm going to read your string of words here and take a sip of my tasty brew. Yeah, look, I track bond yields. When it comes to bond yields, interest rates are going to go up, but they're going to suppress them until the crash happens. So it's basically, it's going to be like this, right? The Dow Jones will hit 40,000, right? And they're going to the yield will start going up. It's already started going up, right? The 10-year bond yield. I used to go back through my ideas on TradingView and you'll see what I'm talking about. I even posted on my website. We're looking at a massive increase in interest rates. Okay. So what the Fed is doing is they're trying to keep suppressing the bond yield, because that is interest rates. So how do you suppress interest rates? You keep buying bonds. What does buying bonds mean? Printing money, right? So by printing money constantly, the Fed manages to keep buying the bonds, which drives the stock market higher, right? Because the Fed is the first and the last buyer of resort for the stock market, right? They are propping the whole thing up. But there's going to come a time where something's going to happen and something's going to converge. And I believe it's going to be the yield against the Fed. So basically, there's going to come a time where the Fed can they can throw so much money at bonds that the market will be immune to that. So they won't be able to basically control the interest rates anymore, because believe it or not, interest rates are not set by the Fed. The Fed actually follows the bond yield to set interest rates. So what they try to do is what's called yield curve control. I think it's called bond yield curve control, right? So they keep printing more money, but nature always takes its course. So everything everything the Fed does is actually part of human nature. That's why I love the waves. Because even though they think they can control it, they can't. So there will come a tipping point, especially once the Dow hits 40,000, the market will crash. And then that's what they're going to call the Great Reset. And then that's going to be a buying opportunity. So by the time XLM hits its highs, as high as it's going to go based on my analysis, which could be about $160, depending on where B-Wave ends. I can't guarantee you that right now, but I will keep you updated, right? They're going to keep propping it up, okay? But that means the USD is going to make one more high, right? So if you don't understand what I'm talking about, go through my bullish series on my website, AriasWave.com, to understand it, to get some context around what I'm talking about, right? So basically what we're seeing now is a bear market rally, but AriasWave allows me to determine every single wave within every single wave, therefore to give you context as to when to buy. Because this is nothing. What we're seeing now is nothing compared to what's coming. We are just trying to get profit in a system that's about to collapse. So heading for those highs, I want to keep you updated so you can cash into USDT or USDC if you're so inclined, because USD is going to go up during the crash. So it's going to invert, right? Cryptos will top, USD is going to go up. You want to catch the bottom, you want to catch the top. So by the time the crash is over, and I will keep you informed, you want to then take the opportunity of picking the coins that you think are the best, are going to be the best performing coins, and invest in those coins. To me, at the moment, the only two that I really believe in are XLM and XRP, right? I may choose ADA. I won't choose Ethereum, right? I don't like Ethereum's. To me, Ethereum is like Bitcoin, right? They were the beginners, and they will end. And they're like a 486 computer, basically a really slow piece of shit compared to like a quad core Pentium 4, right? Eventually the market will correct to the point where it realizes that Bitcoin and Ethereum are garbage, because there's going to be so many other technologies that will surpass what they do, right? So in a way, you could say it's like the dot-com era, because the dot-com era also involved a lot of change in technology relating to the technical hardware that ran the technology itself, right? And even though I could be wrong, we live in a world of speculation. So that's why I will follow the patterns. But if you want to make most percentage gains, my advice is always based on the most percentage gains. But once we hit that crash, there's no telling which coin will perform the best. But if you buy cheap, you own more, you'll probably make more returns off the smaller coins that have more use case utility and more promise for the future, compared to those who are just like a store of value. Because use case, it's like going back to Warren Buffett says, you can own gold, you can have gold sitting there, but will it give you a return? If you want to call Bitcoin digital gold, it's the same thing. You can have it sitting there, but it's not going to do anything for you, right? It's just going to be like a lump of metal or a lump of Bitcoin, but it's not going to produce any dividends. So it's not going to give you a return, right? So you want to go for the coins that are going to give you some kind of use case utility, right? Warren Buffett always says, and I remember this so much, it's like, would you buy gold or a farm? At least the farm's going to give you It's going to produce, harvest. You can plant seeds and you could make money off whatever you reap what you sow. But with gold, it's just like, and you can try and give me the inflation argument, but at the same time, commodities are also part of that argument, except you can't make a living off gold, but you can make a living off commodities because they are something that people use every day. Bitcoin will be left behind in the long term, and the coins that run the financial system are going to be the ones that basically dominate this space. In my opinion, that's my opinion. You can have your own. Hi, Alicia. Welcome. Hello, Pete. Is the big wave starting? Well, do you see the look on the chart? Can you see the chart? The big wave will start once we hit those lows. So once we hit those lows, yes, the big wave starts for XLM. Well, the thing with learning the waves is that it's not about just the waves. It's like you can try and learn the waves, but then you have to try and learn what the hell is driving these waves. So you're going to have these question marks in your mind, and you're going to answer them. Eventually, you will find a way to answer those questions. So to me, it's all about not only patience, but understanding the agendas and the narratives that they keep putting out in the TV, on the news, social media. They're all agendas and narratives, right? There's a reason why everything is happening right now at this point in time is because A, they want a cashless society. So cryptos, it's not an accident that cryptos happen to be about to explode, but they're not going to explode straight away. There's going to be a great reset, right? So my understanding is there's going to be, okay, one more move up in everything. The everything bubble will pop. And then that's going to be the great reset. And that's at that point, if you don't have any money, you're not going to be able to capitalize on the move that's coming later. And that one I will cover more once we start to see the move up, because I really want to talk about that, but I can't right now. It all fits into the bullish series. Watch the bullish series. It's all there. I don't hide anything. I'm very transparent. Just because you don't understand AriasWave, it doesn't mean it's not hard to figure out. But if you want to learn it, you can. I have a program. You can easily sign up. I offer 1 hour Zoom meeting, but so far I have because I really love the waves, I actually dedicate a lot of time to having multiple Zoom meetings with my members, simply because I understand how hard it is, but I love the people who sign up. The kind of people who sign up to my program, I find that they have the same kind of thinking that I do. They have the same kind of concepts in their minds. They've never been able to sort of put them to use, but somehow I've helped them realize that there is a way to basically hack the system, understand the waves, not be thrown off by just one little move in the market that might make people suddenly bullish and then lose it all. I've been there, done that. I do not use the waves at all to like one little wave does not dictate my mood, right? That was like years ago. That was like when I was still trying to figure out AriasWave. Took 6 years to figure it out. But once I realized that these moves, they just happen, right? Because they're just part of like the pattern, right? Which is the AriasWave set of corrective patterns and all the variances, which is outlined in my program, in my course. And by the way, if you want to get into that, we're in June now. It ends at the end of June, 50% off. Once we hit the top of the market, I'm going to increase that. I'm going to be an asshole, and I'm going to increase that to 2,000, right? Because I know that USD is going up. So everybody who is bearish the USD, they're going to have to pay they're going to have to pay more, because the USD is not going to go down. It's going to go up once this crash occurs. So it's kind of like I want to reward the early adopters of AriasWave. And then after that, it's just going to cost you a premium. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to dedicate my time to making sure that you really understand. You will have full access to me. I dedicate my time to all my members. I have Zoom meetings constantly with all my willing members, because a lot of them want to just take the time to do it themselves, and I might hear from them. But some of my members are active participants, and they really do engage with me on a regular basis, and I really enjoy communicating with them. So if we go to 160, are we a lifetime membership? Yeah, well, you better hope that happens before the 31st of June. Sorry, 30th of June. There's only 30 days in June. I put 31 on my website. I suppose I didn't want to change it because I know that there's a time difference between I'm in Melbourne, so I get the days before. So I don't want to give people that feeling that they're gonna miss out. So I just thought, nah, leave it as 31st, because it'll give them a reason to argue that they still qualify. So I think about everything. Like, even if I make a mistake, I'll think about it, and then I'll go, should I change it? Nah, leave it as it is. But right now, if we take away all drawings, it's nothing, right? It's just like bare bones. Go to the XLM BTC chart. Oh, well, that looks a bit different. It looks like, hey, it's going down. And that's on Bittrex. Go to Binance, same deal. It's going down. So, I mean, like, I want people to use their logic, right? Do you want to look at that green candle that went up straight up, and how many times have you looked at a chart where something went straight up and you went all in, or placed a bet, and then it just came back down again? That is literally why I created AriasWave, because it used to happen to me all the time back in 2015, 16 when I started this. I don't react to the waves. The waves are just BS. They're a pattern. If you don't understand the pattern, you're going to get wrecked. And I don't spell wrecked like these morons do. Wrecked is spelled with a W, not an R, right? So these idiots that use wrecked, spell R-E-K-T, they're just dumbasses, man. They just can't spell. You will move to Melbourne. Hey, you're welcome. By the time we get to 160, I'll tell you what, man, things will be looking a lot different in the world. So let's just build this community first. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Let's not just think that, oh, everything's going to change. We're going to be millionaires. We're going to be, living a life. Yeah. How about you just use it as a learning experience, right? Make money, preserve your money, change your psychology, because a lot of people who make money, they can lose it pretty quick, right? Stay focused on what you enjoy doing, and that's the waves, right? You love the waves, do what you do. If you're trying to get rich quick, trust me, it's not gonna happen here. No, it's not gonna happen here. My waves are slow, very slow. Very slow. The only thing that's quick is my response to the trolls, because it's so dumb. But apart from that, the waves move quick when they want to. And when you reach the end of a pattern, they can move pretty quick. But so far, we're just seeing this thing gradually head down towards 5. And that's a good thing, because I don't want wave 5 to be strong. That means if wave 5 suddenly dropped like hell, that would be like, holy shit, maybe XLM's going to follow Bitcoin. But I highly doubt it because of the XLM BTC chart. So I got no worries there. So get wrecked. Mega Paradis, did you just come here to say get wrecked? Good on you, buddy. I don't know what you mean by that. There's no context behind those 2 words. Get wrecked. Are you driving a Subaru WRX or a Skyliner? Are you pumping it? Are you pumping the gas all the way? Are you revving it up? What are you talking about? Get wrecked. No idea what you mean by that. So dumbass people explain themselves to try and get out of their dumbass comments. But so far, not seeing it. So and yeah, I don't really care how many people watch my streams, because they're gonna watch my views and they're gonna comment and blah blah. Like, it's the same thing. When Bitcoin started, nobody cared. I mean, some asshole bought 10,000 Bitcoin pizza. I'm not saying he's an asshole. I'm just making a point here, right? When moon. Yeah, when moon. Let's make the low first. Wait for my update, and then I'll tell you when moon. Right? Because we need to see a break below the low, and the low has to result in a large move to the upside. It can't be just some weak ass, messing around the lows. It actually has to create 5 waves, proper 5 waves, and then has to go straight up. Has to look pretty sharp. So when moon, no, I'm sorry, I can't tell you that. Watch my previous videos, and then we'll talk about when moon, right? So you know what? Stuff this, I'm bored. Nobody's asking any serious questions. Let me take a sip of my tasty beverage, like Samuel L. Jackson did in Pulp Fiction. That's a tasty beverage. And I'll catch you all on the next one. Take it easy and good night.